2022 is heating up literally with a console war. That's right. We're back at it. It's the console war. We're like it's not your traditional console war. Like it's Xbox versus Sony this time, having completely different manufacturing processes, which it's kind of crazy. Like how
It's
opposite they are.
very interesting how they're handling these shortages.
So
Like,
I mean, okay. So just to put some clarity, obviously. So Microsoft quietly, in 2020, they discontinued the Xbox One, which I mean, personally I think was a great idea or a good call.
right.
Meanwhile, Sony is actually they're creating more PS4s to relieve pressure from the PS5 demand. Now, I don't understand that at all. I don't. I just don't.
I I don't get it.
That I think that's a really bad play because no one wants a PS4 anymore.
No. Everybody wants PS5s. Like what?
Right? Yeah, like everyone wants a PS5, and like especially it should not be the base PS4. It should at least be PS4 Pros. Like discontinue base PS4 and
Right.
price cut the PS4 Pro if that hasn't been done
Right.
already.
Yeah. Drop it down to 300, which is the price of the like slim PS4, and just sell that as the only PS4 then.
Yeah, because the base PS4 is now. I mean, I hate to say underpowered, but it's gonna be quite the nuisance, especially for developers to create games for all the different platforms versus Xbox. Okay, they're in two different shifts because the Xbox One was obviously a failure. Like I mean, they don't admit it was a failure, but realistically, it was not like a Wii U failure, but just in terms of how much of a difference the market loved the PlayStation 4 versus Xbox One.
Right.
Yeah, like it was just night and day because they completely fumbled the launch. The what was it? The what was it? DMR? DM the always having to be online. The
Oh,
weird
yeah.
the weird thing where it's like you can't really share games. The interview where like, oh well, if you want to play games offline, we still have the Xbox 360. Like that was like the dumbest thing I ever heard. Uh, yeah, so they discontinued Microsoft discontinued the Xbox One X and the digital Xbox One S ahead of Xbox Series X and S launch in November 2020. Oh wait, but it doesn't say the base Xbox One. It's just saying
They got discontinued. Like when the S and the Slim of the PS4 came out, the like base models got discontinued. So that was probably like 2016, something
gotcha.
like that for both of those.
But I mean, the thing is, especially in this case, the Xbox One, it just I mean, I don't like to say it was a terrible system, but it just wasn't good.
Yeah, the only good one was the X.
Right. It's the most powerful system in the world, but had like zero games to play on it. So it's
Right.
like you can have the best, you can have the coolest car ever, but if it only goes like 40 miles an hour, no one's gonna want it. It's like that's just how it is. So
Yeah.
I mean, it was definitely smart for them to do it quietly because if they told people they were discontinuing the Xbox One, I think it would have one caused more of a freak out to get the Xbox Series X, and two, it was obviously going to show how they don't want to support it anymore. Kind of like what Nintendo did with the Wii U. Although
Right.
they were honest.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah. They accepted that it was just awful after only what, 2 years it was out and that was it.
barely. And then what's it called? It's like the week before the Switch was released. They're like, oh, by the way, Breath of the Wild is the last game for the Wii U. Okay, bye. Like
Yeah.
what? What? I still have my Fisher Price toy. Why would you do this to me? Yeah. So like this is like a weird console war because Xbox is ramping up the Series X, and the PS4 is like, I guess it's not slowing down the PS5, but it's trying to make more PS4s to compensate it. But like we said before,
Right.
I just I don't I don't understand the logic. I really don't.
Yeah, I don't know. It must be like really tough to get a PS5. Xbox, I feel like I see a lot of at least the S versions like everywhere, like the Series S versions.
Right.
Like they're popping up everywhere. Even the Series X, like I went on GameStop's website this morning and there were bundles on there. And I had no problem like I just went in and hit add to cart just to see.
Yeah.
And it worked fine.
Yeah. Like Well, I mean, maybe it's finally showing up that Xbox and the newer consoles are more available because they decided in 2020 to cut back the original. So that's
Right.
more processing time, which again, a smart move. And with the PS4, I mean, at least based on the article, I'm not seeing what model it is. It's like, is it the PS4 Pro or is it base?
I assume it's the Slim and the Pro. It's
But
definitely not the base. The base is discontinued.
right, but the Slim is as powerful as the base, right? It's just cheaper.
The Slim was a little more powerful, I
Okay.
think, but not like uh, not enough of a difference.
Oh no, I mean, I'm not the PlayStation guy. You are, so you need to know these on the spot, or else you are out of here.
I mean, the problem is they keep making game like the new games for PS4, right? So this might be like a valid solution. Like you could buy the new Horizon Zero Dawn or whatever it's called, Horizon whatever, for PS4.
Mm.
And I think they said that they might be doing a God of War for PS4 as well as PS5. So I don't know. Like it could be a viable solution. Like people might just settle and be like, all right, I'll buy a PS4 for now, and so I can play the new games. But
I'm still. I didn't put. We have before the our live stream goes up or the podcast, which you guys totally should check out Mondays and Fridays. We do like a rundown of all the articles we want to talk about. And I always forget one, and then we talk about something, and it reminds me of another article. And in this case, it's that I think it's like in the UK, PlayStation like is telling manufacturers to stop like they're stop making PlayStation Now gift cards because I mean the leaks I guess are true that they're coming out with
oh, I think you put that here. Yeah, it's there.
oh I knew that.
Yeah.
That was a test.
Yeah, they're stopping the PlayStation Now gift cards because people think they're going to get rid of it to do their Game Pass service, which
Well, I
makes
mean,
sense.
yeah.
PlayStation Now is like really bad.
Oh yeah, it's terrible. Absolutely. I mean, it's like it was a piss poor attempt to,
Yeah.
and it's just not as good. Like it is objectively not as good as Game Pass.
Yeah.
They're
Yeah.
like
The first like 2 years, you could only stream the games, right?
right.
So you had to have good internet. Then they added like the download feature, but the problem still is like they don't add like good enough games to validate it.
Mm.
Like if you just bought a PS4 and then was like, "Oh, I'm going to sign up for it," then it makes sense. But for someone who's owned a PS4 since the day it came out, I would never sign up for it.
Right.
They didn't do anything special with it.
And now, did you or do you know? Do you get discounts on like DLC if you have PS Now for a game that's on there? Like with Game
I'm
Pass,
not
you
a
get 10%.
You do just for having PlayStation Plus, which is like
Oh,
the online
okay, yeah, right,
membership.
okay, that's fair.
So, but I don't know if you got like a discount for buying the game through PlayStation Now. I'm not sure. I never used it. I used it once for I think I played like Knack on there or something.
The
That
ultimate
was
game.
it.
Uh,
Knack is great.
apparently, PlayStation said, "quote Globally, we are moving from PlayStation Now gift cards to focus on our current cash denomination PlayStation gift cards, which can be redeemed for PlayStation Now." So, I mean, that makes sense, but they wouldn't really do this without a reason because I
Right.
mean that's always been true. So why would you even have a gift card for PlayStation Now? Then you just get a PlayStation gift card.
Right. It was stupid that they ever made them. And the gift cards only came out, I think last year it was, or the year before.
Mm. Okay.
So
Oh,
it was
okay.
like a newer thing they did for the PlayStation Now gift cards.
And then on Xbox's side, it was just announced that the Hitman trilogy is coming to Game Pass, which is just phenomenal.
It's
Like
sweet.
that's
Hitman 3 is getting like so much content
oh,
in year 2.
it's like I bought the first like one on Steam, and then I didn't buy 3 yet, and it was like kind of confusing just how they handled everything. But
Right.
I was there was like 2 times where I told him like, dude, Hitman's on sale, should I get it? And then I
Yeah.
just didn't for some reason. I'm like, I don't have the time, or I want to do stuff that kind of helps the channel, which you guys should totally check out on YouTube. And now it's like now I don't have an excuse. All right,
Yeah.
it all worked out. So, oh, and also Game Pass Ultimate has xCloud Gaming, which I tried, and it's not bad. Like I was playing on my phone, and
Oh yeah.
I mean, it felt like it was getting really hot, but I don't know. It wasn't bad. It worked. I was playing Dicey Dungeons, and it was interesting. I would only play it for single player games. Anyone who tried to play a multiplayer game on cloud gaming, I think it's just like uh, a bad idea. Not a good idea. But so
Yeah,
do you think what do you think with if this is going to come out, do you think it's going to come out soon, a PlayStation experience?
like their Game Pass
Yeah, yeah.
subscription. Uh, I think they'll probably announce it and it'll be out like this holiday. They'll probably announce it at their there's a rumor they're supposed to have their like direct in February,
Hmm,
which makes sense. It's the start of the fiscal year for them.
right.
So I have a feeling they're gonna either announce it there or do one like around E3 time and
Hmm.
announce it there.
Yeah,
They need to do
so
something. Like
do they though? I mean, PlayStation 4 destroyed Microsoft in the console world, like just blew them out of the water, right?
right.
PS5, I mean, it's still kind of winning, but Xbox is actually of recently is on a faster selling pace than the
Right.
PS5. But that might just be because PS5s are so much harder to obtain.
Right. I think I saw an article saying that like Xbox had just hit like 12 million units sold or something like that. And it was like, oh, PlayStation did that like since like the beginning of last year or something like that.
Mm,
But but that's like not a good number I feel like because like how often were they in stock last year? Like once
right.
every month and that was it.
Yeah,
So
and the scalpers got them. So how do you how do
right.
you
And these sales are like nothing cuz it's not actual people buying them. It's scalpers and
animals?
robots. Right.
Animals, I tell you. So yeah, I would like to see it. Well, actually, I'm not sure if I want to see it, but if this happens, I'm actually afraid for Xbox because PlayStation easily has a better exclusives, like without a doubt. But
Right.
Xbox just might have to really just focus on obtaining the great third party games for their service to combat it because you know
Right.
if they say, oh, we're putting the Spider Mans on our PlayStation, um, pass, it's over. Like that's
Yeah.
like
Yeah.
like don't get me wrong, Halo's huge and Forza to another degree, but we're still waiting on other Gears of War. But Spider Man is just more iconic than Halo. It just is like
Right.
objectively, like
I
and
think it
mm,
I think this is going to be the closest console race we've had in a long time though. Like
well,
this generation. Even
well,
with like PlayStation having Horizon and God of War or whatever, like once Microsoft gets like not Elden Ring, Starfield and like the new
that's a
Elder
good
Scrolls
point.
out,
Yeah,
right? Like we're going
it's
to
gonna
get to a
change.
point where it's like it's a hard decision
Right,
what
right.
system to buy,
There,
you know?
yeah. I mean, it was an easy call last one. It's like this PS4. What do you think? Just get
Right.
it.
What am
Like,
I buying an Xbox for? Halo 5, which is garbage, and Rare Replay, which is amazing, but I have an N64, so I can play those games still.
right. And with the what's it called, Bethesda specifically, that's we already know Starfield is going to be exclusive to Xbox and PC, and people were like throwing a fit about it. It's like, what did you expect? What
Right. What do you think they bought the company for? They needed
like
to do something.
Minecraft was like a one-off because they know how much money it's making just being on every platform available. Like that was
Yeah.
understandable, but no, this is gonna be like Starfield's gonna be a console seller. It just is. And then
Yeah.
the next Elder Scrolls, Skyrim 2, or Skyrim
Yeah.
Redux, whatever you want to call
Right, right, right.
it. the Todd
Skyrim, the sequel to Skyrim.
the Todd
Or
Howard
Todd.
experience.
Yeah. There was a article like a couple weeks ago that Sony's trying to they're like in talks with Square Enix to get Final Fantasy as an exclusive. And I was like, if they do that, like that's like really bad for Xbox.
I can see that. I mean, I'm not even a Final Fantasy fan, but I'm sure I know it has a rather large player base to it
Right.
or
You
fan
know
base
the
to it.
community playing it
Right,
is
right.
bigger than one. So
Now, is it just Final Fantasy or is it Square Enix in general? Because it's Square
I
Enix in
think it was
general.
just Final Fantasy. Yeah, I don't think it's all Square Enix in general. Like, would you really want to claim Marvel's Avengers as a exclusive? Let's be honest. Like they got Spider-Man and I'm sure they're like sitting there now like we shouldn't have done that. Nobody's playing this game anymore.
But don't worry, we're adding She-Hulk. Everyone, it's solved.
That's right.
I want Xbox to buy IO Interactive. I feel like that'd be such a great purchase. Granted,
They should. Yeah.
Hitman's like I mean they're still supporting Hitman, which I'm surprised is getting a year two. I really didn't like it's their best selling game of all time. So to me, I'm like I wonder why you're ending the series then, but they're still supporting it. And as we saw with their weird Hitman Direct, never thought I had to say that.
Yeah.
it's like it's doing super well, and they're like, oh, by the way, did we tell you that the trilogy's coming to Game Pass on the 20th as well, as long as year two? I'm just like, here's my credit card, just take it
Yeah.
already. Like come on. Oh, and dude, like
Did you see the
the
one mode
VR
they're adding? Well, the VR too. There's a
that
new contracts mode where you have to do it, and if you
yeah,
fail to
12
assassinate the guy, you get locked out for 12 hours.
That's
That's
I've
so cool.
always wanted that. That's like I mean, I loved I didn't get to play it, but when they had ghost mode where it's like you had to verse another hitman to kill the target first.
Oh
That,
yeah.
that I mean, I wish they brought that back, but because you can't have like co-op in this game, it just wouldn't really work. So
No.
that was like the best solution. But what you're saying, that's like an assassin dream. Like you literally get punished 12 hours. And then there's also the elusive target arcade where it's kind of like a um not an RNG version, but it's like it's more of real life where like if you forget a weapon, it's gone. Like you can't you don't just get it back. You can customize your hideout. There's like a person to buy
Yeah.
weapons from in each. I'm just saying they're taking good care of Hitman.
Yeah, they're
Xbox should
killing it.
someone should pick them up. Like and the VR. Like I don't. I mean I can't play VR because my body hates me. But that looks like it could just be the best possible VR game yet.
Yeah. What I thought was cool too is that it's like with Hitman 3, you can import all the levels from 1 and 2. The VR version is going to work with all of the levels.
Right.
So it's
Yeah.
literally 3 games in one. Like that's nuts.
The only thing I couldn't find information on with the trilogy, at least for like Game Pass and particularly, is if it comes with the DLCs from 1 and 2. Because I mean, it's all 3 games, but I'm not sure if that
Oh,
meant
right.
like the gold editions, which had like the year 1 and 2 passes for each for Hitman 1 and 2. But
Right.
I mean,
I
if
think
I'm
all
getting
the
on Game
DLC they've
Pass,
been doing is free, right? For Hitman 3?
no, no, no. Well, I mean, like
There's like the season pass.
the first Hitman was a season pass in the sense of like it wasn't a complete game; it was coming out in episodes. But then
That's right.
they're like, we can't, this doesn't really work. We're going to we're changing back to original for Hitman 2 and 3. But then they support it with season passes, which
Oh,
made more
okay.
sense. So either way, I'm a big Hitman fanboy. Even though I haven't played them, I've just been carried away as being an adult, unfortunately. So but yeah, back to the console wars though. We want to know what you guys think about it. Like, do you guys think Xbox is gonna win it? Do you think it's a good idea that they stopped Xbox One production and purely focusing on X and Series S? Let us know everywhere, anywhere, especially on our website, Goons Games and Gear. And tell us what you think. Please, or add us on Twitter. That's right. We have a Twitter.
That's right.
We post stuff sometimes
Yeah.
when it's funny. On to more news. So PUBG, this is so great. We got 2 PUBG articles actually. The first one, PUBG developers sue mobile clone maker and Apple and Google. This is particularly interesting to me because it kind of brings up the debate: who is at fault? The game developer that made a clear cut clone that's breaking laws in terms of intellectual property, or Apple, or I'm sorry, the store host which allows it to go through. I think it's an interesting debate to have. PUBG is like, I don't care who, like, where does everyone's, we are attacking everyone. Everyone's like at fault here, which I understand.
Right.
Let's see here. So yeah, basically, what's this game called? Garena Online. So they're the maker of the Copycat app. Oh, wait, the makers of PUBG, yeah, mobile application sued Apple and Google this week over Battle Royale imitator. Yeah, so on the storefronts, yeah, blah, blah, blah. So yeah, I mean, that's basically the gist of it, like just kind of sprinkled to a sentence. It's just that, like, there's a copycat, and they're like, we're not having this, and the fact that Apple and Google let it go through on their app stores is also just ridiculous.
Right. I see. I think the problem is, right, like that they literally just like it's definitely the developer's fault. And you could say Google and Apple because they let it on the store, but like it's not their job to check that. But they literally like copy and pasted, like, there's like the frying pan on the guy and the helmet for like the symbol of the game.
Mhm.
So like it looks like you're downloading PUBG, honestly. It's literally a copy and paste, and The other guys are just like wrong for doing it. But at the same time, right? Like how many battle royales really came out after PUBG and just like did it better too?
Right.
Like
Oh, well,
like they could probably sue Call of Duty and be like, "Oh, it's a copy and paste."
uh,
But like
I want to hold that thought for the next article because I
okay.
agree with you, but I think it's relevant to what we're going to talk about next. Uh, yeah, you'll see it. You'll see how. Also in 2017, there was a game called Free Fire Battlegrounds, and they settled out of court, and it is now just called Free Fire. um, so they basically, I guess, they gave some money or something to PUBG and had to settle because
Right.
that was other clear cut clone. And I like what you said about like the stores. Like it's not. I guess it's not their job to see if actually I'm not sure if it's their job or not in terms of agreement or on their side are they liable for checking for someone taking your intellectual property. I don't know. I don't know that far into it, but I would probably
I
agree
don't
that they probably don't have to check that. They just have to check that the
right.
game that's made it follows their terms and agreements. Unless it
Right.
says it
As
in
long as it
there.
doesn't have like porn in it or, uh, like like a school shooting scene or something like ridiculous that they probably don't allow because of their terms and services. Like they shouldn't have to go through and be like, "Oh, this game's way too much like Pokemon. We can't have that." Look how many Pokemon clones are on Google the Google and Apple store and they don't do anything about that. Like
Right, right. No, I get that. I wonder what like defines it being a copycat. Like, because there's
right.
games where it's like Nexomon and Pixelmon. Like the Mon. I
Yeah.
always thought that was a lazy cop out. And like having a Mon doesn't like.
Right. That's literally copy and paste like
I just thought that was like the laziest form of like naming a game. Like after
yeah.
Pokemon. I mean, yes, Digimon also did it, but I guess I don't know. Maybe those two are the standouts. I just think that you can have more creative names and Mon in it. Apparently, Crafton, which is the part. Let's wait. Craft. Oh, okay. So Crafton is the okay is the owner of Battlegrounds or PUBG Battlegrounds, and they are suing for 150,000 in statutory damages for each infringement. But they're holding Apple and Google responsible for the damages, including in addition to Garena. So it's like I don't think the lawsuit's actually towards Apple and Google. However, they are claiming that those two are responsible and or are not are partially responsible for it, and thus they should have to pay.
All this is going to lead to, right, is that PUBG Mobile is just not going to be on mobile devices anymore.
And maybe they'll just yeah.
Like if Apple isn't afraid enough to like get rid of Fortnite, like what's stopping them from PUBG like being taken down?
Well, they took Fortnite down because I mean, I'm not saying they were right, but Epic's like, yeah, we're putting like we're offering what was it out of store purchases? What was it like they basically
Right.
oh
It
no
was
I
so
remember
that
it was like in app you click something and it brought you to the external website to buy the coin, so Apple didn't get a share of it.
right.
Which I mean, look, I'm just saying, I do think that, um, I think it is kind of, well, I don't know. Maybe
I
I'm
think
more
it's
mixed on it.
scummy that Apple does it in the first place, but
Right,
I understand because that's how they make money.
right. Because I mean, in
So
that case, Fortnite could have just said, "Hey, look, you should really." Well, actually, no. I think that was a problem. I think in Apple, like you can't, they couldn't encourage to pay for it outside of the App Store.
yeah, that it was. They said it was like a security breach or something.
Right.
Like
Not
they
the phenomenal
physically
Markiplier
couldn't
owned
do it.
game FNAF security breach. Let's not confuse the two.
Right. Right. Right.
Right. I love that game and I love Markiplier. I love Five Nights at Freddy's. I'm actually
I
animatronic.
have all the plushes. You want to see my plush?
Yeah,
He's
let's see.
right here.
That's wow, that's a weird that's a weird animatronic plush, but you could only see that if you're watching the VOD. So, oh
That's
my
right.
god,
Check
that's
out the VOD.
perfect. The
Watch me
Bidoof.
and my child.
So anyway,
Uh,
but that's enough about Fortnite. This I mean, like, I understand why they brought Apple and Google into it. I'm not really
right.
sure if they're ever going to pay anything for it, but they what they're called, the people behind not Free Fire, the clone game just said like this is ridiculous. Like we're not a clone. But I don't know
Right.
how you can't be a clone. Like I'm not saying like you were saying before with Warzone being a clone and whatnot. It's like it's a clone in like a generic sense. Like it's a battle royale game with guns and everything. Like and like
Right,
that.
and I think
So
that's the problem.
right.
Is like battle royales are all the same, regardless of like their specs and features or whatever. The core game is exactly the same. They all have vehicles, they all have weapon attachments, they all have cosmetics and whatever. So like where is the line that says like it's okay if we both make a battle royale and I'm just like, oh, but I made it first? Like
It says here that I'm just skimming through the literal legal document, which I assume you read all of it because I asked you to.
I did.
Uh,
I especially liked page 48 where they show the map of Free Fire, right? And they show the map of PUBG, and they're like, "Look, each of our games have a map."
It's a map.
They copied us.
I like on or about December 21st, 2021, Krafton demanded that Garena immediately stop its exploitation of Free Fire and Free Fire Max, including by revoking its apparent authorization to Apple and Google to distribute Free Fire and Free Fire Max through their respective platforms. Garena has refused. Can we please stop adding Max to the end of things?
Yeah, what?
Like I'm tired of seeing Max. I'm tired of seeing Deluxe. I think you can. What was it called? What was the ultimate form of Bulletstorm? It was like Reloaded or something.
Yeah, Reloaded Edition or something like that.
I don't know. I feel like you can just be more creative.
Yeah.
But so
I'm looking through the like screenshots they used as evidence, I guess, in the case. It's like I'm surprised PUBG is not going after more guys. Like they show like different areas in the map, right? So there's one in PUBG that
there's a tree. You see that tree, right? Only we can have trees. Fired.
But there's literally like a shipyard with containers everywhere, right? So like I know for a fact Call of Duty has that. Like there's an area with like a beach. Like I know Fortnite has a beach. Like I don't get it. Like where's the line drawn? There's a bridge. I know who said the no word on the bridge. Like come on.
I'm looking at the document too. The only part or that like I thought kind of raised a suspicion is on page 13. It shows the drop plane, and to be fair, they're almost like exactly the same. That's kind of sus because you could easily have a different model plane. I'm not saying that it is a copy and paste, but you definitely could do some research on the competitor and be like, all right, they already did that plane, let's pick a different one. Complaints about the parachutes, the weapon system, items. Yeah, I mean, again, unless it's a direct copy and paste, I don't see it holding through. It's such a weird way to, it wait, what did that say? Dude, in bold quote, it says the frying pan. One very beloved aspect of creative expression and Valorant is the game's iconic frying pan. That's a literal quote. That is a legal document quote. That's awesome.
I also feel like, right, like, who cares? Like, PUBG is a dead game at this point, right? Like, this is the only way they're making money is if they copyright strike everybody. Like,
I think base PUBG is dying, but PUBG Battle or the mobile version mobile. that one's that's going bananas. That one's like one's going. That's amazing. I mean, like in terms of player base,
right?
Dude, section 13 is probably the best thing I ever read in my life. Just about the uniqueness of a frying pan and how
go to page 29. They literally put a meme in a legal document. What? What court is taking this seriously?
This is so great, and it's just a dude covered in frying pans.
Right.
Many of the weapons are located around like I'm not gonna read all this, but this is just great. This should be called the frying pan conundrum. Like, like they cannot have frying pans. That is ours. Only we can use that word.
They're never going to get this court case finished because they have to explain to these old guys in the court system, like, what a video game is, how does it work, like,
That's
it's
true.
never going to be finished.
That's true. Sadly, older like lawyers, well, yeah, lawyers and judges, they actually don't understand technology, which I don't blame them, but it is
Right.
you know, you do have to explain it in the best of your capabilities. The next PUBG article, this is I love it. I love it when companies say this bull crap and think that people believe it. PUBG going free to play is, quote, in no way a response to Fortnite and Apex Legends. What a joke that is. Are you really?
It's exactly what I said. The game's dying, and they're like, maybe if we make it free, people will play it. But there's a catch.
Don't worry, everyone. We just felt like this was the right time to make it free to play. Really? Now? Like,
Yeah.
when Fortnite and Apex Legends is like controlling everything, you finally decided, maybe we shouldn't have a $60 entry to our game. Like, what? What do you? Yeah, okay. No way a response. Yeah, okay. I'm sure it's not. Our game is a great place with 8 maps, an engaged community of 10 people, and our deep gun mechanics. So this is a natural next step and a great way to introduce more players to our universe. Like, I know there are a lot of people who are interested in PUBG Battlegrounds, but have never gone around to playing it for various reasons. Now is the perfect moment to get started. Like, dude, you're years too late. Like, literally years.
Yeah. You were great. You were the start of this like generation of battlegrounds or battle royales, but like, just let it go. Just
dude, just focus on
head towards the light, and that's it.
the Battlegrounds light, where you're just always the winner.
Yeah.
You know,
I do like how they finally made note that and said that anybody who had bought the game get the like Battlegrounds Plus for free. But like, that's dumb because I paid $30 for the game. So where's my like extra stuff?
Yeah, right. Yeah, exactly. Like you still lose out. Wait, hold on. Are we? Hold on a second. We might just be wrong. I mean, right now, PUBG is at number. Well, wait. I'm sorry. Actually, it already happened. So PUBG is number 3 for top games on Steam. At right now, it's at 64,000 players. So they're still okay. Maybe it's not as dying as we thought. Huh. Fun fact.
Wow, what?
Yeah, in
160,000 players.
Jan 2018, it was it peaked at 3 million. Okay, you know what? We can admit we're wrong.
It can't be like here though, right? Like this is definitely like a Western thing.
I know.
Like I wish it would show me like a. I wish it would show me like a map of the players, not just like.
Well, okay. So I'm looking at the chart. Okay. It had to have been the swing into free to play, because literally like for months they go on a downward spiral. Like months down, thousands and thousands. Literally from like Jan 2020, negative 12,000 players. July 18,000. August 19,000. September 23,000. October 6,000. And then it went up by 15,000. Like they had these like, I'm not sure what. There's like 2 months they do really well, and then they have this large decline. But to be fair, it's still at almost at its lowest point ever. In fact, this is like the lowest number, one of the lowest numbers I'm seeing. So
also, like when you compare to Fortnite's 3 million players online, like playing the game,
yeah,
like that number is weak. Even Warzone has like 300,000 players, and that's at like a super low right now with all the controversy and the game just like sucking right now. Like, what's Apex Legends at? And according to Steam, Apex Legends is only at like 130,000.
But it has.
But that's not including. Right. That's also not including systems and if people actually play it through like the EA launcher,
Right. Oh.
Origins
Oh.
and stuff. So,
Doug, why would you say that?
and
That's like
honestly, that makes the community better.
oh
The
oh.
guys who are fighting to use Origin.
Origin. Origin. Excuse me. Excuse me. Yeah. So like PUBG has crossplay, but not with PC. So as
Right.
console
That's
crossplay,
so
which is
stupid.
honestly I don't know how stupid that is anymore. I mean, I used to always advocate for crossplay between everyone, but with the rise of like cheaters and stuff like that from primarily PC, it's like maybe it
Right.
does make more sense for consoles to be separated from fighting games should have everyone, though every console possible. But
Right.
like shooters, I don't know because it completely relies on your aim assist for the console. Like it lives off of
That's
that to
true.
fight off how
Right.
strong the PC is. I mean, because mouse and keyboard's always more precise, but aim like on Warzone, statistically speaking, controller is better because just the aim assist is insane.
Right.
But like that's like the first time I ever heard of it. I, I again, well, like we were saying, maybe it's not a dying game, but it has been on downward trends. So I would imagine going free to play is to alleviate it. Because when you're going months of losing player base, it's still a kick in the digital testicles. So
Yeah.
this has been a response to at least that. We're never wrong. We'll never admit it.
Oh, okay. We're always right.
So yeah, PUBG, good time. Excuse me. But now we're going on to Call of Duty, which is we might have a bigger crossover event than in Marvel. This could be the crossover event of the lifetime.
I hate
No, no, I want you to talk about it. I think I know you're gonna buy it, so you should tell me. Talk to me about it.
All right, listen up, my fellow weebs. We're getting Levi in a Call of Duty.
Who's Levi?
Boy. Levi is the sexy maid from Attack on Titan. In case any of you haven't seen the show, and don't fact check me, that's 100% what he is. So in the bundle, you get the Scout Regiment, and the Ranger Regiment jacket. You get I forget what they're called, like the blades that they use to slice the Titans' necks.
Yeah.
And then you get like a weapon skin and a charm, I think. The problem is he looks awful. like everything is okay, but you look at the face and you're like, I'm not spending $25 on this back. It is just bad.
Like they just put like Levi's haircut onto another body, and like they literally did nothing to change his like physique. Like, they literally just put a wig on this dude.
I don't like this anime crossover with like the shooter genre. Can we like stop this now before it gets? I don't need to see Kakashi and Naruto with a gun. I don't need to see Levi with a gun.
Wait, you didn't like the Fortnite crossover?
I mean, I bought the pack, but like, I still don't support that Naruto has a gun now. You want to do Ultimate Tsukuyomi, Madara? Well, check out my Ultimate Tommy gun.
the Tracer, it's called the Tracer Pack Attack on Titan Levi Edition bundle. That's like the whole name. And it also comes with 3 weapon blueprints, which is weapon blueprints are they're kind of a scam because it's like a unique weapon skin, but the attachments on there are permanent. You can't switch off the attachments. Right. So like because there's always an optimal attachment for a gun that's just better for you, but you might want to have a cool skin for it. I mean, it is cool that it does give you they're called Titan Piercers. That's what the swords are called.
Right.
They do give you a weapon blueprint for that, so you can use that as like a melee weapon, which I think is interesting. And then they have 3 different like from the show animations. Like they have a finishing move, which is basically an assassination, steel cut, and then they have a MVP highlight one, and they have a highlight intro. So like, I mean, they're all like from the show, which is fine, but it's just this character is just scary. Like he doesn't.
Yeah.
It's like nightmare fuel. Like what? Why? Also, why Attack on Titan?
right? Like, well, they're on the hype of the like final season that just started again.
True, true.
So, what would be your ideal anime crossover? Doesn't have to be just for Call of Duty. Any shooter game,
Any shooter game?
shooter
I,
game,
I
just
mean,
like that. Yeah, yeah.
I would like to see Goblin Slayer in. I was gonna say Soul Calibur, but that's not a shooter game.
Right,
So,
but that fits. Yeah, like they
okay,
have to have a
okay,
gun.
okay, they have their gun. Okay,
Somewhere they
so
wouldn't fit. Yeah,
okay, where they wouldn't fit.
yeah.
That's a tough one. I guess. How about Godzilla in Fortnite, where you're just like a weird Godzilla figure and you just like
With
run
a
around?
gun,
Yeah, with a gun.
that's pretty good. I like that.
Thank you, thank you. What about
I
you?
would love to see Majin Buu with a rocket launcher, just like shooting people up.
Oh,
I think that'd be great.
that. Let's make it happen. Let's contact some people.
Right? Activision, get on it.
Come on. Well, maybe not Activision. How about someone who doesn't?
Epic.
I guess.
Oh, speaking of which, did you see the next crossover for Fortnite that like is like teased? The Teenage
Uh,
Mutant Ninja Turtles.
I'm, dude. At this point, I question. I'm just like, wait, it isn't already in the game.
Right. They signed like a big deal with Paramount, so this is like the start of like a long contract they're doing with them.
Okay.
The first ones are the TMNT Turtles. So
I mean, I can see that working in Fortnite.
people are thinking the next ones after that are going to be like SpongeBob and stuff. And I'm just like, that's so. I
That no no
don't
no.
want
That's
that.
I want that. I want that more than anything. I will be a SpongeBob main. I'm gonna be.
Patrick doing the floss dance on the dead kids. Like,
Did also with Fortnite? Did you see like it's a video of what's his name Ninja? He's like, guys, don't bully people. It's not cool. And then like it cuts to him winning like a battle royale. It's like he's like, I'm glad your mom's dead.
God.
Like I was like, okay, well, he obviously doesn't know what's going on. Oh, there's a lot of stuff coming out January 20th. Final season, final part two season of Attack on Titan, Hitman 3, Hitman trilogy. There's something else that's coming out. Well, this Warzone thing. Oh, that's what I just said. The Warzone thing.
Well, the 19th is Rainbow Six Extraction the
I thought
day
20
before.
Oh, I thought the 20th was.
Oh, it might be the 20th. Never
Yeah,
mind.
I think it's the 20th. Yeah, yeah. Yeah, January 20th is a big day. So, but that's just funny. Whew. Thanks for the laugh. Okay. Oh, okay. We're about to discuss the ultimate
We're
duping.
about to laugh some more.
The ultimate, the most depressing thing. If you actually watch the video, it's like, it's hilariously
hilarious.
sad.
Yeah.
Logan Paul, one of the gods of modern YouTube. He bought months ago, $3.5 million worth of Pokemon cards. That was contained in a box. Now, what didn't realize was it wasn't actually Pokemon cards. It was GI Joe cards.
Dude.
And
Go
so,
watch the video if you haven't. The second his friend opens the box, Logan's just like, it's G.I. Joe cards? And he just like throws the box. Oh my god.
I mean, I would be so astronomically mad. You think he's gonna get his money back?
No. Oh no. I
But-
don't know
well,
where he bought it.
Well, he
but,
said the
like,
company that like sealed it assured him that it was Pokemon cards.
So
So
I mean, he's gonna get his money back by suing those guys. He's not like returning it, obviously, because he opened it. But the funny part was like when he bought it, he made a video about it, obviously, right?
yeah,
A lot of the people like actually in the Pokemon community, like they watched the video and they're like, dude, that's fake. Like people knew just from the do not open seal like tape on the box. They're like, it's not real. Like, why did you buy that?
I mean, I guess good for them for pointing it out. I mean, like I don't
Right.
know how
And
else
that,
he would have figured it out, but
and you can't blame Logan because like this is like all fairly new to him. Like I'm sure like as a kid he played Pokemon and whatever,
right,
but like all this collecting and stuff is all new to him. He doesn't really know what he's doing.
right.
He can't look at a box and be like, oh, this is fake. Like he just has to take people's words for it. So
like yeah, that's yeah, the video, like the look of like disappointment is just like it's unparalleled. It's just it's beautiful. It's a great.
Yeah.
Well, okay, maybe it's not great, but it's just funny to watch. The good news is that this probably isn't a huge loss for him in terms of financials. Like I'm sure he made it back just in the YouTube
No,
video
he's gonna
itself.
get it. Yeah, yeah.
Right. But also, I guess this also comes down to you really do your research as to who you're buying things from, especially for $3.5 million.
Right. If it sounds too good to be true, it definitely is. Like
Like being happy.
with how, right? Exactly.
Right.
You asked me before what my superpower would be. It would be being happy.
Right.
That's my superpower.
And my answer to that was the ability to automatically build things. Like not telekinesis, it's just like I snap my fingers and just assembly happens. I'm so tired of
Right.
building stuff. I hate it. I really do. I hate building desks. I hate building things for unboxing videos. I mean like I had to build a stand to like for a bird's eye view, but I just I hate assembly because I feel like I'm always doing it wrong and then something's gonna break.
Right.
It's ridiculous. So yeah. Sorry to hear that, Logan Paul. I do want to hear an update to the story though, as to like what's gonna happen after this.
Right.
Like,
I want to see how he recoups, and like he's got to definitely like go to the guys who said, "Yeah, this is okay," right? And be like, "You were wrong. Where's my money back?"
yeah, I mean, that'd be like my life's mission. I would not. I would be like the guy from Taken. Like, you took my money. I will never.
There were GI Joe cards in there.
You-
Are you kidding me?
Who the collects GI Joe cards? Who? No, that's who. That's
Yeah.
I would have killed for like a. Well, I would have killed for like a freak out, but at least he kind of kept this cool. He was just really sad.
Yeah.
There's an article saying that was 4.8 million, but I don't think that's true.
Like a different article.
Yeah. And then Barstool
don't-
Sports is, I'm not sure it's speculation, but they're saying that he knew that the Pokemon cards were fake the whole time and he was just like hyping it up. And I don't believe that.
I don't trust Barstool Sports at all.
I mean, I never actually used
They're only
Barstool
good
Sports
at eating
pizza.
pizza, right? Like, although there is apparently an amazing pizza place in like New Jersey. I need to go try because I saw one of their videos and I was like, I need it.
I don't want to hear about Jersey pizza. I'm gonna cry. I will cry
so
on
good.
stream. This
It's
this
so
will be a
good.
cry stream. You know what? Actually, I do want to mention this because I didn't put it up. On Twitter, what the voice actor for I believe Joel from Last of Us, he apparently like joined some company that's like starting voice NFTs. So that's a thing now. And look, I know you're like shaking your head like what has the world come to, but I want you to think about it. We can finally get NFTs of like every Pokemon voice line. I can, that can finally be a thing.
When you put it like that, I mean, I have to buy them, right?
Oh yeah, no, you definitely.
That you can't pass that up.
Oh, of course. I mean, what's the stream we were talking about the other day? Asmorath or something?
Oh, Amaranth.
Yeah, dude. I am so excited for like they hear the sweat drip off of her, and I can have it as a voice NFT.
Her getting out of the hot tub.
Yeah, like the water. Mind you, she's making money just by like would just. I would love. So I used to major in psychology, unfortunately, and if I was at a place where I could do like studies like this, I would kill for a chance to study someone who like is genuinely engaged with that kind of content. It's like, what's going through your mind? Oh, you don't want to know. Like, it's just it's. But either way, those people are they're gonna kill it. They love it. They're gonna absolutely love it.
I was born as the wrong anatomy. I keep telling my girlfriend, I'm like, you just got to start an OnlyFans so we're rich. Like, it's so easy. Come on.
To sell feet pics. It's not that I
Right.
feel
You don't have to put your face in it. It's easy money.
I will take pictures of your feet for you. I'm willing. So, well, I mean, actually, so what's the first voice NFT you're gonna buy?
I want an NFT voice line of Mr. Krabs saying like, "Give me that booty" or something like that. You know,
Me money, SpongeBob. Oh, I'm not sure.
SpongeBob clap on my cheeks.
There was a it's funny but also in poor taste. There's a meme of like, well, the news was that people are making NFTs of Etika. Is that's named the
Oh, I
yeah,
saw that.
yeah,
Yeah,
and then
the etiquette.
yes, yeah, and so then someone made a meme of when Mr. Krabs was
I
like digging up a grave. He's just like, "Am I really gonna defile this grave for money? Of course I am." Like,
What is wrong with people? That's
yeah,
what it's gonna come down to, right? Is NFTs of like dead famous people.
dude, I'm about to make an NFT of my cheeks and say it's like someone from like the 1800s.
Yeah,
Yeah,
this was Betty White's cheeks when she was in her 20s or something.
Eight-
Starting bid is 30 bitcoins. Thanks.
It's $80 billion. Speaking of which, well, actually, it's not really speaking of which, but in terms of billion, Baby Shark, it finally hit 10 billion views. Yes, it happened. It is. Wait, is it the most viewed video ever?
It sounds like it.
Let's see.
Isn't that other one like the most viewed still? Like it was like the first
no.
video on YouTube.
No, it's that DMX song, like "Where the hood, where the hood, where the hood." I think that song is the next one. That has to be the best, like the best YouTube video ever. Let's see. For context, the wow. So the world population is 7.8 billion. So this has 2 billion more than the world population.
Right. Oh yeah, it's that me at the zoo video.
Well,
It
I
has
like turtles.
200.
No.
No, it's just called Me at the Zoo. It was the first video ever uploaded to YouTube. It has 218 million views. So I don't think anything's ever going to beat that.
Wait, you said 200 million?
218 million.
But this has 7.8 billion. I'm sorry, that's 10 billion views.
Oh. Well,
So I was like, what?
I guess it wins.
Sorry,
Me at the Zoo.
That's so sad. Like, I think Gangnam Style is also like the second best.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah. like 200 million. I just thought you said it wrong.
I just heard it wrong.
Have you?
Yeah, Baby Shark is the best one. Despacito's number 2.
Oh, okay.
Johnny Yes Papa is number 3.
Wait,
Shape of You by Ed Sheeran is number 4.
Oh,
That's
wow.
weird.
Wait, have you
Where
watched
is
the
Gangnam
Nickelodeon
Style?
animated show about Baby Shark? You
What?
should. Yeah, you gotta watch the television show. It's an action
I gotta
adventure.
watch Coco Melon first. I'm behind on my toddler
Dude,
shows.
Oh my! If I accidentally see a Coco Melon episode again, I'm ending it. I just can't. Dude, I don't know how the writers do it for that song. They have to write like not only a song that just doesn't rhyme, but just like it's like the car is blue and my shoe is a rock. It's like it's so nothing makes sense in the song,
Right.
and it's just like it like you think it's gonna rhyme, but then it just never comes to it, and it just pisses you off. So I'm just like, there's no way they're rhyming this, and they didn't. So
Yeah.
let's see. And we got a little bit more left. Okay, we've got 2 more. Avatar. God. Okay, full disclaimer. Just disclaimer or disclosure.
Disclaimer.
Thank you. I hated that movie. The first Avatar movie. Hated it. That was incredibly boring. Way too long.
I don't even remember what happens in the movie, right? Like they go to a planet and then they chop a tree down, and the blue people get pissed about the tree.
It sounds like the Smurfs so far.
Right? Gargamel shows up with a cat. Like, what happens in that movie? And how are they making like 4 sequels to it?
That were supposed to come out like literally a decade ago.
Yeah. Yeah.
And they're making Avatar Reckoning. They're making it's an MMO based in the world of Pandora. It'll be available for iOS and Android.
That's stupid.
Like
Why?
just,
What is wrong with you?
oh, mind you, that's not even including Ubisoft's Project Avatar: Frontiers of Pandora.
What?
Yeah, that's a totally different game. Yeah, Ubisoft and Massive
Oh, that's the one
Entertainment.
they announced at E3, right?
Yeah,
That's
the one.
that one? Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
In other
What was
news,
that
who
other
cares?
Didn't Ubisoft just announce another like free-to-play game or something like that?
Hyperspace 2.
I feel like it was something like that.
Oh.
I don't know. I'll
Well,
never
I
find
mean,
it.
the good news is that if you live in Canada, you can possibly participate in the closed beta.
Wow.
And there's an
Congratulations,
official
Canada.
Discord. We need to join the Discord. I want to evaluate these people.
I'm just gonna go in there and just be like, I hate those blue guys. Grr.
Yeah, wait. If you can pick a side, no, it says here players will join Navi clans to fight off waves of RDA. See, that's not fair. I want to be part of the RDA. I want to burn. I want to live off a fantasy of burning down the Amazon rainforest. You know, like
Yeah.
why can't I be the bad guy? That's not fair. Why do I have to be the dudes with the sticks? I want to be the dudes with the mechs. That sounds fun. And then
Yeah.
you know, like, God,
You're just chopping down the tree.
the world tree. Why are they pumping out Avatar things now? When did the first Avatar movie come? Oh, I'm sorry. When did the only Avatar movie come out?
It was like 2002, wasn't it?
I feel like I think it's later than that. I think
It's
it's like
been like literally 20 years, hasn't it?
no,
2009.
Okay, yeah, I was gonna say 2008. Yeah, all right, so 2009. I think the original
12
like
years.
sequel was supposed to be like in 2012. And
The original, it was supposed to be like 3 years later, and I think it's coming out either this year or next year. Yeah, it's December of this year. December 16th. It comes out.
Man,
So maybe that's why they're pumping it all out. But like, who cares, right?
there's so few times where I want people to actively not support a game and a company, and this is one of those times. I just don't.
Right.
I want someone to genuinely give me a reason why this movie is known as the best movie of all time. When I mean, I just like so. There's times where I don't like to me. For example, God of War. I personally, when I played it, I didn't have a lot of fun, but I could recognize it was a really good game. It just wasn't for me.
Right.
But this, I can't even recognize as a good movie. I think it's trash. And I think that
Right.
it's objectively trash.
Right. And what are people expecting from the sequel? Like, it's going to be hot doo-doo. What are they? What are they going to tell? Didn't they wrap up the story in the first one? They saved the tree. He became a blue man forever.
But now
he joined the blue man group, and that was it. Like,
well, if you knew Pandora lore, you know they're going to the moon this time. Yeah, and they got to save the moon. That's real.
Actually,
yeah,
they're blue.
Yeah, they got to save the moon.
The blue moon.
A blue, like the Smurf moon. This is actually all a prequel to Smurfs and how they originated.
Right.
That would get me enticed. I want to see that. Okay, excuse me. Yeah, that's right. We're a serious podcast. We have the last and arguably one of the bigger stories. In case anyone has been living under a rock this past few days, G4 has been back for a little while, which to each their own if you want to watch it or not. And there's a host on there. Her name is Frost Curran. I assume her name is Indiana Frost Curran Black. So we'll just say Frost Curran. She had like a big rant live on there about sexism and like she's basically tired of the sexist comments in and I guess G4's Twitch and YouTube. And to give a little backstory on her, she was a analyst for the LEC and LPL, which are League of Legends stuff, the tournaments. And she was basically saying like, stop comparing me to past G4 hosts because they were hot, and I guess evidently I'm not. I don't care, to hear about your sexist comments. Or let's see, you don't need to explicitly objectify women or declare that you hate women to be sexist. Blah blah blah. And then apparently she says she received special flame for being a woman. And let's see here. and apparently is ruining her day. I don't want to read the whole transcript because it basically just comes down to she's tired of the sexism comments and being compared to the past hosts, and it's gonna sound I understand where
Go
she's
ahead.
coming
You
from.
you could go first.
Okay, I'm sorry. Yeah, I understand where she's coming from, but you
Right.
like the first rule of being a personality on the internet is you don't feed the trolls. You just don't. There's a
Right.
difference between constructive criticism or like you have a YouTube comment just like you're wrong on this or there's a comment, but like when they're being sexist, for example, you shouldn't engage with them because they feed off of it. They thrive on that kind of stuff. So when you say like,
Right.
oh, I'm having, like, oh, yes, everyone's in the comments saying I'm not as attractive as previous hosts. Like, you don't need to, you shouldn't mention it because that's what they want. That's literally what they're
Right.
asking for. So, but no, I want to hear your thoughts.
Yeah. I mean, every Twitch chat is like that. You don't think like Pokimane and Amaranth and all these other aren't dealing with like trolls and stuff too? Like what? Don't engage with those kinds of people in your chat. And I get like sometimes it could get to you, and I definitely don't agree with these people that are like emailing her like these terrible things because she's
Right.
like definitely gonna see that, and some of the things that they're emailing are like way too far, like beyond troll level. This is like the cops should be called honestly for some of them. But then when you tweet out stuff like, oh, my inbox looking like some weak ass Xbox Live messages these days, like that's not helping your situation. Like people
Right.
aren't going to take you seriously if you're doing stuff like that. So I don't know.
And she ended it. If you don't like it, don't watch it. Peace. And well, and again, I understand where she's coming from, especially in that aspect. Like, if you don't like it, don't watch it, obviously. But like, yes, emailing is way too far. And again, we're not saying you should ever comment this kind of sexist stuff in a comment section, but obviously they're doing it for some kind of response. That's just how it
Right.
works.
That's what they feed on. Yeah.
Right. That's what. And this is no. I'll put it this way.
And the problem too is right, like with G4 now, you're on Twitch, right? You're on the
In
internet, you're
YouTube.
interacting with people instantly. Back in the day, G4 was on TV. Olivia Munn and whoever else, I don't know.
Morgan something.
Morgan, yeah, whatever her name was. They weren't seeing these like troll chats in real time. People
Right.
were on like forums and MySpace, like,
And it would have been way worse for
whatever.
them. It would have been. Let's just be real for a
it-
second. Yeah,
right.
like her. I mean, her comments like, "Oh, they're comparing me because the other hosts were more attractive," which is subjective. However, look, this is just fact. I'm not saying this from a opinion standpoint. Television hires attractive people mostly because it viewership stays. They watch people watch
Right.
TVs when there's attractive people on there. It is a sad reality. It just, I mean, that is just how it's been. It's been changing. Don't get me wrong, but especially when G4 was originally around, they had attractive hosts, and like you said, people didn't have ways to comment and for them to see it directly. But let's be real for a second. They would easily have said disgusting stuff about them. Maybe not saying they're ugly, but like saying sexual acts they would want to do.
Right.
Right. It's not special, unfortunately.
And the problem too is like I've never heard of this person before ever. I don't know who she is. I don't know what she's done before G4 and being a host on there. G4, they know she's like a smaller streamer or whatever she does. They know they can get a reaction from her. You're not going to see like Kevin Pereira or who's the other guy? Like Scott the Waz or Code Miko, even. Like, she's pretty big. Like, you're gonna see them completely ignore Twitch chat unless they like ask a question or something.
Right.
Like they know the mental state they need to be in and be like, all right, I'm ignoring Twitch chat. Like, we're doing it on Twitch, but It's like I'm still on TV 20 years ago or whatever.
I'm not, I mean, I wouldn't say she's a small time. However, I mean, I'm not sure if she streamed by herself, but she was again part of the crew for League of Legends tournaments, which are like some of the biggest events in the world now. So, but
Right.
to be fair, I also didn't recognize her when she was on G4. Once I read that about her, I'm like, oh yeah, I remember seeing her. But she did mention quote every time G4 is brought up in various channels, there will be backlash because I'm not as bangable as the previous host. And again, that like you're just feeding into the problem, which is that
Right.
like this, no one's gonna. Here's the reality: people who are commenting this stuff aren't they're not gonna like have some weird change of heart from this
Right.
like they're not gonna be
I'm
like
not gonna be like,
I've seen
oh,
the
we
error of
hurt
my
her
ways.
feelings. Oh no, we hurt her feelings. Guys, come on.
Yeah, like let's stop this. No, they're trolls. They literally love this.
Right.
I mean,
That's what they do.
I mean, their moderators could be banning them. That's an option. But I just don't
Right.
like.
But then you'd have nobody watching the show. Like,
Or, like I
that's the
understand to a
problem too.
degree how it could get to you. I mean, for me, I'd probably laugh it off. Like if we ever got big enough, right, and someone was like saying like making jokes about my long hair or something. I'm not saying this has to be everyone, but personally, I find that stuff kind of funny. Like I can roll with the punches. Some people can't, and that's fine, and I get that. But acknowledging it is different. Like these people are probably like just incredibly happy. There's a big response to this.
Right.
And also, did you watch any part of the video?
That where she was
Yeah,
talking about it.
yeah,
I did. I
Did you
watched
see?
some of
Wait,
it,
did you
but
see when Adam Sessler like he's on the TV stream and he's like clapping like a seal like to the camera.
let's
It's
see.
like his hands are like this close and he just
God.
it's like it's just cringy. Um, hmm. and also
That's so weird.
she also mentions that unconscious biases of sexist viewers is gatekeeping the gaming space. I I don't agree with that. I don't.
We're like way past that, right? Like there's literally no sexism in video games anymore. And I'll fight anybody who disagrees because
Wait, hold on, elaborate on that because I mean, do you mean like being treated
like there's no
differently?
such thing. I That's just the sick, cruel reality of the world is that, men and women are always just going to be treated differently. But like some of the biggest gamers out there, like Pokimane,
Uh,
like Amaranth before she went to hot tub streaming, like there's more than enough girl gamers now, if you could say that anymore.
right.
You don't call them girl gamers anymore.
Yeah,
That's exactly the point,
right.
right? I don't go in
Okay.
an Xbox 360 lobby and like, oh my god, there's a girl here. Oh my god.
Because I was gonna say, I mean, I think I'm not sure if it's particularly sexist, but like for example, in Activision Blizzard, there's sexual harassment suits, but and
That's like a business though. That's not
that's
like
fair.
gaming.
Well, I mean,
Yeah, that
yeah, but it's a gaming business though. But
no,
you're okay. So
it's
you're
still just
referring
a
to
business.
you're
Right.
basically talking about the culture,
I'm not going on Twitch and being like, Pokimane, what are you doing? Why aren't you painting your nails or brushing
right?
your hair or something?
Hmm.
I'm there to watch her play whatever she's playing. You know,
Are you though? See, look,
we could
again,
talk about that off stream.
look, no, here's some hot words for this, but let's be real for a second. Like especially Pokimane, I doubt personally that a fair amount of her viewers are there for the content. Look,
No, no,
I think I'm just gonna say it. I think like I'm saying the quiet part that it's probably simps and people
oh,
that like
yeah, or
love
pay-per-views.
like I know I have friends who will watch streamers because they're attractive females. I mean, to me, I think it's stupid because I'm like, well, one, I don't really watch streamers in the first place, but two, I don't really care to look at someone's face. I rather see skill or like Trick2G. He's just funny. Like he has a lot of personality. And
Right.
speaking of Pokemon though, I was reading recently, actually it was earlier today, that like I don't know, she like has some reaction videos and people are calling it out as like super lazy. And I think, I mean, like the content itself is lazy. And to me, I think it's smart. I mean, she knows everyone like wants her. Like she has to know. She has to know people are like they love looking at her for looks.
Right. No,
So
she's not stupid. Yeah.
right, yeah, exactly. Like you have to recognize that there are like yes, men and women are treated differently in the sense of like in the general society and just how the world works. But you're gonna tell me there's dudes on Twitch that are being watched because they're very attractive? No, that I mean that's how different guys and girls are. Guys are willing to watch women just because they're attractive. Yeah, like these hot tub streams. I couldn't find a single one that had a dude in it as the main person, and even then, objectively attractive.
Well, actually, dudes can't, unless they wear a shirt.
Oh, really?
Yeah, you can't show a nipple on Twitch, otherwise you get banned.
Uh, uh, my nips. So, like, just to clarify, we understand where she's coming from. It's just feeding the trolls is never a good idea.
Right.
Letting it get to you is, I would say you should kind of work on that. I think, I'm not
Right.
saying
For you to have been in this industry for this long and let it bother you this much, like, I don't know.
and I'm
Maybe she's more personal with it now, or like not personal. What's like she's more. It's more in her face now that she's on G4 and like sitting there watching the Twitch
right.
stream, like
Yeah,
Twitch chat, like pop up.
yeah, on League of Legends, like that, like even in slow mode, the Twitch chat is just like it's way too fast to even comprehend.
Right.
Versus this, it's like they're averaging at least on one like on YouTube, it's like 1,000 viewers, which I mentioned to you off stream that I don't understand how this is financially viable. There's just no reasonable way to work around that with like all the employees they have and you need tens of thousands of viewers. But I digress. Like we're just talking the reality of the situation and the quiet parts out loud. Women are watching Twitch, like the top women on Twitch are watched when it comes to looks. I'm not saying there aren't women who stream for skill. I can't name any, to be honest with you, but I'm sure there's like ones that are playing like Warzone and stuff like that are good at it. We're not diminishing that, but obviously they have to understand that they're unfortunately men that are disgusting and will make comments like this, and you have to either ignore it or not let it get to you, preferably both.
Yeah.
So like I get, if you don't like it, don't watch it, but then you're literally losing viewership on a platform that is appearing to be struggling.
Right. And like you said, like you could ban and moderate all the chat and stuff, but that's just, it's going to kill G4 is the problem.
Right. And it's a weird situation. We love to know what you guys think about it. It's just, we're not saying anything in terms of like women shouldn't do something about it, or men should stop. I mean, men should stop, but
it sucks. And like but honestly, like there's nothing you can do about it. There's just a bunch of terrible people on the internet, and that's just how it always will be, and how it's always been.
That's my logic with it. It's like, they're like, oh, we need to stop people from doing this. And while true, it's never going to stop. It just won't. It's not.
You'll never be able to stop all these people. Are you kidding me?
Oh, you know what? I'm sorry. There's one more big thing, if you don't mind, that we talked for a little bit longer that I didn't mention. Did you read that Phil Spencer said that he wants to implement a cross ban system?
Cross ban system?
So like if you're banned on Xbox, you're banned on PlayStation.
Ooh. Okay.
I'm very conflicted on how I feel about that, because it's like,
that's like, are we doing like game by game ban? Like if I'm banned from like the Call of Duty server, I can't play it on any system. Or if my Xbox account gets banned for some reason, then I'm banned from everything.
I believe so.
Okay. Interesting.
And I don't know how to feel about that, because on one hand, it's like if you're a cheater, you'd probably cheat on the other platforms, right? But I feel like punishing you on the platform you are on or you played on shouldn't go over to another platform that you've had no issues on.
Right.
But well, what do you think?
It'd be interesting, but I can't see it ever working correctly.
And then he apparently said it. If not, he wants to make it possible to import/export banned user lists to various networks.
Uh, it, it it it's almost too much, right?
Right.
Like we want to get rid of the hackers and the cheaters and all those guys, and like it'd probably be good for them. But like if I get like a ban in Halo for like leaving matches too many times or whatever, and then I'm banned from everything and I can't do anything while I'm waiting for this ban to be like dropped, like that's I'd stop playing video games.
Right. I, it's just it's a weird idea. I mean, it's plausible. I mean, people didn't think crossplay was ever possible, but here we are.
Right.
I mean, this would probably have to go down to a basic IP ban where it's like they basically base it off of your internet. So if
Right.
you know, but I'm sure it's way more convoluted than that. And
Oh, definitely.
and also, I mean, I want to find the article again, but he also mentioned that like Xbox is not a free speech platform.
Oh, I saw that, and honestly, I saw it the day after we did the last podcast episode, right? And I was just like, Phil, shut up. Like, stop talking. Like, I don't know what his problem is like the last week, but like he just needs to stop talking. Xbox needs to stop setting him up for interviews because he's just saying like terrible things lately.
Like
I don't know what his problem is.
I'm really not. I'm not sure if PlayStation does it, but like Xbox, when if you hit like the flashback recording based on the console, it doesn't record any audio, or like any vocal audio because uh uh what's it called?
Right. They don't want you to say anything terrible.
Yeah, basically, and they have like systems in place to apparently at all times to check if you're like saying naughty words, which is
Yeah,
kind of
they're always listening.
ironic because the 360 was like the platform for that.
Dude.
But it was like the funniest of I'm not saying the culture's gone weak, but there was so much bad stuff said during.
Oh, they have.
360
I'll
days.
say it. Yeah, yeah. It's a bunch of pansies now. That's right. I'm calling you people out. Grow a pair. All right, go on. Continue.
Um, excuse me. It's just like I don't know. I find it funnier. I feel like they have parental control, so they can, if they're worried about kids, they just make sure it's on the parents to put on parental controls and like maybe have a universal like no vocal chat or like no like in game chat, like party chat's fine, but no like like if you're in a random lobby, I can understand that for parental controls, but if you're an adult, you should be allowed to say whatever you want to say, and then if and then that's what the report is for. Like if someone thinks you're over the line, they report you. I don't
Right.
like if I'm not offending anyone and the system says, "Oh, you said a bad word," like why do you care? No one was hurt. No one if they cared, and that's my biggest gripe with the situation is that almost every game or no, I'll put it this way: Rainbow Six Siege implemented and it was terrible at first, like a system where like if you said the N word, for example, or like typed it out, you immediately got banned or like suspended for a while. Now, and then the controversy was that in Spanish, negro was it's Spanish for black, but the system didn't know that or didn't detect that, so you just get banned. And like Spanish people were getting banned for saying like describing like like the black item, and then like bam,
Yeah.
and it's like there's a reason why there's a mute button and like on most games. Like I don't know why people are so afraid to use it. Like I was watching this streamer talking about how like oh she's getting like harassed and like in voice chat. And in my head I'm like, but that game has a mute button. So what's I get it. Like you don't report them. I understand that, but you can stop it by just like almost every game has a mute button.
Right. Especially as a streamer, like, wouldn't you want to have all the lobbies muted anyway? Like, people say, like, terrible, awful. I guess maybe the times are different now. It's not those 360 lobbies anymore, but, like, people say terrible things when they're playing games. Like, and you're going to risk, like, someone saying something like that while you're streaming?
Oh, yeah, especially streaming. Because, I mean, because the bots don't know that, and they'll just ban you. That's such a huge risk. I mean, it might make for funny content depending on like, what's it called? depending on the conversation. But if there's like if there's like racial cursing and stuff like that, then you could
Right,
get
why take
you're
that risk?
liable. Right, yeah, you might take
Yeah.
that risk. So
That
that
does
was
remind me though,
Mhm.
that the other day when they shut down the Halo servers, there was a bunch of videos on TikTok about people just like sitting in online lobbies together, just like
uh,
reminiscing. It was like 1,800,000 players online for the last day, and they all just sat in a lobby until the servers went dark, like on the map. And it
uh,
was just like like I started tearing up. I was like, this is so sad.
that's like it is on the Master Chef collection, but still,
Right.
like
It's just not the
that's so
same.
beautiful. I mean,
Right.
I
My
wasn't aware of
Hayabusa
that.
armor is gone forever now. It's
I
sad.
I would have loved to join that if I man, that's why do we have to end it on? Why just to bring it up? I'm sad now.
Don't worry, Shuckles here.
uh, okay, well, thanks. Yeah, so that's the episode. I know we said some controversial things, but by all means, let us know anywhere on the internet, including our website, Goons Games and Gear,
Right.
what you think. Do you think we're wrong? We're totally up for a debate on it. We'd love to talk about it some more.
Right.
Because I know what we said was kind of a hot topic, but yeah, rate our podcast, Goons Games and Gear, on anywhere on the internet, Spotify, Apple, and Spotify, Twitter, Discord, website, Goons Games and Gear, everywhere. Goons Games
TikTok,
and Gear.
Instagram,
Yeah,
Twitter.
yes, everywhere. YouTube video. We're having a Minecraft dungeon playthrough starting
Oh my
coming out this
god,
weekend.
watch it, please.
Yeah, have a good one, guys. We'll see you in next.
Bye bye.
I didn't hit it fast enough. All right.